So I just found one of those holes and was able to score.
Do you guys feel it when you start to lose stride offensively? Like, can you feel it, or is it just trying to play it down by down?
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. It's very much an energy-based thing, especially when the defense is on their P's and Q's too, getting stops and creating turnovers. That turns the offense up a notch. So I feel like we played really good as a unit. We're still going to improve from the film and all that, and we're looking forward to next week.
Does it seem a little bit? Does it seem a little bit more like last year's offense, where you guys could just score in bunches? It seemed like at will.
Yeah.
For the first time this year, you guys put 28 on the board pretty quickly.
Yeah, I feel like we've always had that, in the tank, and it just comes down to effort and execution. When we don't put points on the board and we don't score touchdowns, it's probably something we did. It's probably not something the defense did. It's probably a lack of execution on our part because we believe we have the best offense and the best players in the country.
On Tuesday, Ryan says when he officially named Kyle starter that he saw his way to give Kyle searches and just knowing that it's his team. Did you see anything different throughout the week in him to maybe kind of validate that, or do you guys feel him getting more comfortable in the game?
I mean, Kyle would never show it. He's the type of dude to, he doesn't necessarily wear his emotions on his sleeve. He does get fired up before games, which you get to see have leadership behind at the quarterback position. But he doesn't let too many things affect him, whether it's outside noise or stuff going on internally. So I feel like he goes about his business the same he does every day, very poised, very businesslike. He handles his stuff, and he was on his P's and Q's.
Ryan is talking, leading up to this game about the sense of urgency heightening.
Yeah.
As you know, like Notre Dame since week, things get a little bit tougher. Did you see that all week, and how do you feel like that led to the performance today?
Yeah, that was just a huge emphasis for us, and that was even carried over today in the morning and stuff. We got up with a fast start. We were getting hype in the locker room and whatnot. Coach Higgins, he had some performances for us. Got us lit. But we were just ready to come out and execute and play at a high level.
How was that different than maybe the first 2 weeks of the season?
It was just effort and execution. So when you're not making the plays necessarily, the energy can go down, and that kind of puts a damper on things as an offense and as a team. So it's all about making plays, and making plays comes with effort and execution. I know I keep saying it, but it's been a huge hitting point for us.
Does it feel good to finally be able to look at Notre Dame? It seems like the first 3 weeks were the build-up to that. Does it feel good to finally be there now?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we love big games. We love matchup games. That's why you come to Ohio State is to play, Notre Dame and South Bend. So we've already started on them. We weren't looking past Western Kentucky by any means, but we know this one's a big game. So we're going to celebrate this win, but we're all laser focused and we're ready to play them.
Emeka, what was the biggest difference between this game and the previous two?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you right now. I felt like the energy was better, just from all units, special teams, offense, defense. We were making plays, we were flying around. I think a big part of it, we were having fun. We weren't playing, tight. We were playing loose, and we were able to play for each other and just put it all out there on the field. So that's what I saw.
How much does fun matter?
I mean, that's why you get into the sport in the first place. You never want to lose that. Emotions can run high when you're at this high of a level playing college football, and especially when you feel like you're competing for a job or whatever the case may be. So you can kind of lose that in some sense. But I think just having a tight knit group like we have, we're 120 deep, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for any single one of them. So I feel like the tighter a group is, the more you're able to play for each other, the more fun it becomes.
What was Kyle like after that strip sack?
He was fine. You wouldn't even know he had a strip sack, and I think that's important to have a short memory as a quarterback. I know if I was a quarterback, it'd be a little difficult because I've gotten better over the years, but I'm someone who has been working on trying to get over to the next play, and Kyle really excels at that.
Have you ever really seen him rattle ever since you've known him?
I mean, not really. We joke around with him and mess around when you're like, oh, you're starting today or whatever like that. Even our freshman year in Akron, and you can never really tell that he was rattled, and he goes about his business, like I said, like any other time.
What was the impact of the running game today? Better running game today. How did that impact and make you guys better?
Yeah, the running game opens up everything downfield. So you want to be able to rock off the ball, and that opens up play action, and then the safeties have to step up. So it really gets the whole picture going for the offense. Sometimes we have really great receivers and great tight ends, but you can't just air it out the whole time because the defense will get soft and start rushing 3 people. So the running game is definitely huge.
Emeka, what do you think next week will be like to be prime time, biggest game of the week, and a team that you guys beat last year that's very incentivized to give one to you guys this year.
Yeah, well, we call them matchup games when you're playing an opponent who's of equal skill level as you. So in matchup games, it comes down to effort, playing hard, and it comes down to executing. So we're just going to look to do that. We're going to get on the film Tuesday. We're going to build up a great plan with full trust in the coaches and what they're doing, and we're going to go out there and play our hardest.
Are you already thinking about that game?
Absolutely.
Or were you already thinking? But you're still in the
Yeah. No, I wasn't thinking past Western Kentucky at all. We took care of business today, but as soon as the last whistle of the fourth quarter went off, I started thinking about Notre Dame.
What did Kyle in the last couple of weeks, but especially today, what did he show you that maybe you wanted to see from him too? I mean, you've been his backer for a while now, but what just kind of jumped out at you about the way he played?
I think an area that he's very much improved in is his leadership. He's always been poised. He's always thrown a pretty ball. He always been super smart in the pocket. But leadership was something that you don't necessarily get to see because he's not the starter. But I have my questions about it, and he left me. He answered all of them. He's a great leader for our offense.
In the way he was talking, or what? Yeah. I mean, how did it show?
Yeah, just vocal, getting the offense going, being able to when it's loud in the stadium and all that, quiet down everybody, make sure everyone has the right plays, just handle it like a quarterback should, like he's the field general. So he's doing his role perfectly.
When do you think that was answered? Today, or did you see that?
No, that's been answered for me. Yeah.
We know how high the standard is that you guys hold yourself to. The last 2 weeks, I'm assuming, didn't probably meet what you guys wanted. Coach Day said Sunday on it was a difference in the practice habits and all that. Is that because of the first 2 weeks, or was it just time to turn it up? What do you think went into that?
Yeah, I think it was a little. We felt it as an entire team. We just weren't playing our best football. For lack of better terms, we just, we know we have more in the tank. And even today, we felt like it was just a sneak peek. There's a lot we can improve on, but we went out there and we played really hard, and we beat Western Kentucky convincingly. But we feel like we can do that with any opponent in the nation.
Do you think that's ever hard for younger guys to acclimate to? Well, they won by 20, won by 28 the next week. Like, that's good enough at most places. But you guys weren't happy. How hard is that to transition to that standard?
Yeah, you don't necessarily come to Ohio State unless you're an elite competitor. An elite competitor for us looks like dominating in every aspect of the game. I'm gonna play better than you on Saturday. I'm gonna prepare better than you on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm gonna watch more film than you. I'm gonna recover better than you, sleep better. It's all these aspects. So I feel like the guys that we recruit and the young freshmen have all those same mindsets. And that's why Ohio State has had such a great team for so many years.